Shalom, shalom, Shabbat shalom. Welcome to the Ark of the Covenant Assembly here in beautiful downtown South Jersey. we're, we're grateful to have you guys today. We're getting ready to get started. We just blew the shofar. We just had our prayer, and we're going to do a quick reading. We're going to spend a few minutes here in the text, and then we're going to move on. Welcome to the Ark. Telahim 70, 80. Telahim 80. Did I have my, oh, sorry. Telahim 80. Let's all get there. Psalms 80. I hope you're having a beautiful day. This is all right. What I've been doing recently is giving you the date. The day is January, Gregorian calendar day, January the 28th, 2023. And the day is a day that we honor the union of my wonderful wife and myself. These are anniversary. So today we're on we're going to read through a small section of the text and do a little bit of reading, and hopefully the Spirit of Yah gives us a little insight, and we all get fortunately blessed by this. So right now we're going to start with Psalms 80, Telahim 80. Benjamin, are you ready? Benjamin reads our Psalms for us. Okay, let it go.
Telahim, chapter 80, verse 1. Give ear, O shepherd of Israel, thou that leadest Joseph like a flock, thou that dwellest between the cherubims, shine forth. Before Ephraim and Benjamin and Manasseh, stir up thy strength and come and save us. Turn us again, O Yah, and cause thy face to shine, and we shall be saved.
Okay, hold on for a minute. So everybody wants to be saved. Somebody once came to my house and was telling my wife, "You're not saved." Some heathen. But restore. Here's my rendition from the ESV. Restore us, O God, or Elohim. Let your face shine that we may be saved. I stopped here because we're going to look at a text that is going to say he has turned his back on his people periodically because of their disobedience. So we need to make sure we find ourselves in a setting where he is turning his face towards us. Numbers 15, I believe, at the end of it says there's that prayer, and he says, may Yah's countenance rise upon you. May he shine his face upon you. Okay, so when you're in alignment with Yah, and I notice we're not really into the teaching yet, but when you're in alignment with Yah, he is now, you're now seeing him like Moshe, face to face. No hiding, no shame in your game. You're now walking with him, and he's giving you direction. And when he shines his light upon you, he shines your he illuminates things around you, so you now know which way to go. All right, so verse 4 and continue.
Telahim, chapter 80, verse 4. O Elohim of hosts, how long wilt thou be angry against the prayer of thy people? Thou feedest them with the bread of tears, and givest them tears to drink in great measure. Thou makest us a strife unto our neighbors, and our enemies laugh among themselves. Turn us again, O Elohim of hosts, and cause thy face to shine, and we shall be saved. Thou hast wrought a vine out of Egypt. Thou hast cast out the heathen and planted it. Thou preparedst room before it, and didst cause it to take deep root, and it filled the land. The hills were covered with the shadow of it, and the boughs thereof were like the goodly cedars. She sent out her boughs unto the sea, and her branches unto the river. Why hast thou then broken down her hedges, so that all they which pass by the way do pluck her? The boar out of the wood doth waste it, and the wild beasts of the field doth devour it. Return, we beseech thee, O Elohim of hosts. Look down from heaven and behold, and visit this vine. From the vineyard which thy right hand hath planted, and the branch that thou madest strong for thyself. It is burned with fire, it is cut down, they perish at the rebuke of thy countenance. Let thy hand be upon the man of thy right hand, upon the Son of Man, whom thou madest strong for thyself, so that we will not go back from thee. Quicken us, and we shall call upon thy name. Turn us again, O Elohim of hosts. Cause thy face to shine, and we shall be saved.
That verse, the last verse, restore us or turn us, restore us, O Yahweh, or Lord of hosts, as it says here, that your face, let your face shine, that we may be saved, is repeated 3 times in this text. You know, when Yah is trying to give you insight, sometimes he'll repeat himself. And there's a reason why he repeated himself. He didn't just run out of words. It's in verse 3. Where else did I say it? In verse 7, and then again in verse 19. You see, it's the exact word. For us to be restored, we must return, follow him, and it's a process of us being delivered, saved. So today, in our when we get into our text, we're getting ready to go. I'm going to tell you where we're going in a second. But when we go where we're going, I want you to think, if you haven't done this in a while, and I started looking at something this morning, I had to turn it off because I was getting my mindset for this. But if you haven't done this in a while, look at ancient ruins. Maybe you can look up ancient ruins. I was looking at the ancient lost city of Petra. So find ancient ruins, and they're not like hidden. There's these places that you can see on YouTube, or you probably even have been to some of these ancient ruins. That ancient ruin had established a civilization, and now that a civilization has been disrupted, and a new civilization is now upon us. I want you to think this way, because imagine this civilization being destroyed and the next civilization coming. Because there's a civilization that's going to come that's going to surpass this civilization. So the ruins are what we see now will be ruined, and there will be a new establishment. You'll see that in the text. But if you look in the past, because there's nothing new under the sun, so you can look in the past and see that there was a whole litany of civilizations that have been destroyed, where there's only now ruins. And I said Petra because you can see the ruins that have been carved into the stone, and you're going to like, wow, this must have been an amazing establishment. So if you can see that was ruined, maybe you can start getting the perception that this too can be ruined. This too can be a ancient civilization when the next one comes. And we're going into that. Everyone talks about this. Everyone that's awake will tell you that things are happening so quick and you can see the destruction of civilization. But because we're in the middle of it, we don't see it as being destroyed. We see it disturbed. Let's go to Ezekiel, Yechezk'el 38. Now, last 2 weeks ago, we were here, and we were talking about this Gog and Magog, and do want to elaborate on those two. The Gog is a person, and the Magog is a people, right? But maybe we'll see where we go. May God's Spirit lead us. 38. Let's just read for a minute. Oh, you good? I can use this. Go now.
Yechezk'el 38. And the word of Yahuwah came unto me, saying, Son of Adam, set your face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him, and say, Thus says Adonai Yahuwah, Behold, I am against you, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and I will turn you back and put hooks into your jaws, and I will bring you forth. And all of your army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Persia, Cush, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. Gimmer.
Stop after 7.
Gimmer and all his bands, the house of Tagarma of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with you. Be prepared, and prepare for yourself, you and all your company that are assembled unto you, and be you a guard unto them.
Okay, so get ready for it, because it's a coming. All right, so who is Gog and Magog? I've already established that Gog Magog is a group of people, mostly located in the Russian region. Some have been divided and have been brought down and have been located in and on our land, Israel. So when we look at Gog, let's throw this out there. Or maybe you don't, that each region or each area has a Elohim or a God resonating above it. Each one has a spirit that resonates or directs it. And so when Yah speaks of a people and he points them out, he's like speaking to a whole generation of people that may be located in a particular region or a group of people. And then you're going to see this as we read through, that it's not just that one nation, but you're going to notice this nation that has a hatred towards Yah. And Yah is directly identifying a people and saying, get yourself ready. And guess what? There are a lot of people that know that something's coming, and they're preparing for it in a strangest way. It's a strange way to think that your armor will defeat Yah. Okay, let's read some more.
Ezekiel 38:8. After many days you shall be visited. In the latter years you shall come into the land that is brought back from the sword, and is gathered out of many people against the mountains of Yisra'el, which have been always waste, but is brought forth out of the nations, and they shall dwell safely, all of them. You shall ascend and come like a storm. You shall be like a cloud to cover the land, you and all your bands, and many people with you. Thus says Adonai Yahuwah. It shall also come to pass that at the same time shall things come into your mind. You shall think an evil thought, and you shall say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls, and having neither bars nor gates, to take a spoil and to take a prey, to turn your hand upon the desolate places that are now inhabited, and upon the people that are gathered out of the nations, which have gotten cattle and goods that dwell in the midst of the land. Sheba and Dedan and the merchants of Tarshish and all the young lions thereof shall say unto you, are you come to take a spoil? Have you gathered your company to take a prey, to carry away silver and gold, to take away cattle and goods, to take a great spoil? Therefore, son of Adam, prophesy and say unto God, thus says Adonai Yahuwah, in the day when my people of Yisra'el dwell safely, shall you not know it? And you shall come from your place out of the north parts, you and many people with you, all of them riding upon horses, a great company and a mighty army. And you shall come against my people of Yisra'el as a cloud to cover the land.
Okay, so two things came up. Did I hear you say lions? So my first question, where was that when I saw
13.
verse 13?
Yes. Sheba and Dedan and the merchants of Tarshish,
Mhm.
with all the young lions thereof, shall say unto you, are you come to take a spoil?
Okay, so when I read that, I'm like, lions? Where's lions at? I'm just saying. And what verse did you end up in?
16.
16?
I did half of 16.
All right, do 15 and 16 again.
And you shall come from your place out of the north parts, you and many people with you, all of them riding upon horses, a great company and a mighty army.
Okay, that was 15.
Yes.
From the north parts. Okay, so all right. So he's definitely identifying a location. Do you have a question? Somebody raise their hand. Okay, so from the north parts. Okay, go ahead, 16. And
you shall come up against my people of Yisra'el as a cloud to cover the land. It shall be in the latter days, and I will bring you against my land, that the heathen may know me, when I shall be sanctified in you, O God, before their eyes.
Okay, so at this particular time, Yah starts defending Israel, his people. He's like, you have done far more than I ever expected, but enough is enough. And then he stands. So this is going to happen. This is why people come down on us as saying, oh, we Hebrew Israelites and blah, blah, blah. And they're like, oh, you're just trying to claim to be something. Well, these people that we claim to be will now be defended by Yahuwah himself. He said, when you've broke, what's they say, the straw that broke the camel's back. That was the last straw. All right, go.
17. Thus says Adonai Yahuwah, are you he of whom I have spoken in old time by my servants, the prophets of Yisra'el, which prophesied in those days many years that I would bring you against them? It shall come to pass at the same time when God shall come against the land of Yisra'el, says Adonai Yahuwah, that my fury shall come up in my face. For in my jealousy and in my fire of my wrath have I spoken. Surely in that day there shall be a great shaking in the land of Yisra'el, so that the fish of the sea and the fowls of the heaven and the beasts of the field and all the creepy things that creep upon the earth and all the men that are upon the face of the earth shall shake at my presence, and the mountains shall be thrown down, and the steep places shall fall, and every wall shall fall to the ground. And I will carry for a sword against him throughout all my mountains, says Adonai Yahuwah. Every man's sword shall be against his brother, and I will plead against him with pestilence and with blood, and I will rain upon him and upon his bands, and upon the many people that are with him, and an overflowing rain, and great hailstones, fire and brimstone. Thus will I magnify myself and sanctify myself, and I will be known in the eyes of many nations, and they shall know that I am Yahuwah.
Okay. It's the wrath is coming. And he gives you an outline, pretty much matches a lot of things that happened in the past. We've seen the fire and brimstone from Solomon and Gomorrah. We've seen some of these pestilence come down from during the time of Moshe. So we've seen this. We've seen the blood shed. We've seen in the book of Judges where their own people end up killing themselves. Quickly, we're going to go off this and then find something else, and we're coming back. So let's quickly run, because he said, are you the people that we talked about in the old times? Deuteronomy 28. You know this chapter, the blessing and the curse. Blessed are you if you do this. You shall be blessed in the city and blessed in the field and blessed in the land. And the fruit of your womb shall be blessed, and the fruit of the ground and the earth and the cattle and the increase of their herbs and the young lions and the flocks. And the blessed shall be in your basket and your meeting bowls, and blessed shall be when you come in and when you rise and when you sit down. And verse 7. That's Deuteronomy 28. So we're going to pick it up at verse, we'll start at 7. Because it's going to identify an enemy.
Deuteronomy 28:7. Yahuwah shall cause your enemies that rise up against you to be smitten before your face. They shall come out against you one way and flee before you 7 ways. Yahuwah shall command the blessing upon you in your storehouses and in all that you set your hand unto. And he shall bless you in the land which Yahuwah Eloheka gives you. Yahuwah shall establish you a holy people unto himself, as he has sworn unto you. If you shall guard the commandments of Yahuwah Eloheka and walk in his ways, and all the people of the earth shall see that you are called by the name of Yahuwah, and they shall be afraid of you. And Yahuwah shall make you plenteous in goods, and in the fruit of your body, and the fruit of your cattle, and in the fruit of your ground, in the land which Yahuwah swore unto your fathers to give you. Yahuwah shall open unto you his good treasure, the heavens, to give the rain unto your land in his season, to bless all the work of your hand. And you shall lend unto many nations, and you shall not borrow. And Yahuwah shall make you the head and not the tail, and you shall be above only, and you shall not be beneath. If that you hearken unto the commandments of Yahuwah Eloheka, which I commanded you this day to guard and to do them. And you shall not go aside from any of the words which I command you this day, to the right hand or to the left, to go after other Elohim to serve them.
And which verse is that?
That was verse 14.
14, go read down to 15.
But it shall come to pass, if you will not hearken unto the voice of Yahuwah Eloheka, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command you this day, that all these curses shall come upon you and overtake you. And that was 15.
Okay, so now you've just read all the good part of us being blessed, and just like he's talked about how he was going to destroy these people. But I just want you to see for a glimpse of our blessings. And now we're going to start identifying the enemy. Come on, read.
16. Cursed shall you be in the city, and cursed shall you be in the field. Cursed shall you be in your basket and in your store. Cursed shall be the fruit of your body and the fruit of your land, increase of your kin, and the flocks of your sheep. Cursed shall you be when you come in, and cursed shall you be when you go out. Yahuwah shall send upon you the cursing and vexation and rebuke in all that you set your hand unto for it to do, until you be destroyed and until you perish quickly, because of the wickedness of your doings, whereby you have forsaken me. Yahuwah shall make the pestilence cleave unto you, until he has consumed you from off the land, whither you go to possess it. Yahuwah shall smite you with a consumption and with a fever, and with an inflammation, and with an extreme burning, and with the sword, and with blasting, and with mildew, and they shall pursue you until you perish.
Okay, we're at 23. Now listen, so far we're starting to feel if you're listening, we're starting to feel some of the ramifications of being disobedient, because he's already told you, bless, 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 you're going to be blessed this, blessed that. But if you're disobedient, then some of these afflictions are going to come upon you. So some of the afflictions they're still on us today, on a lot of us. Some of these afflictions will start happening to you, and you won't be able to run from it. But we still haven't seen the people yet. We just seen some of the results of disobedience. If you put your hand on fire, you will be burnt. You put your hand on a hot steel plate that's been sitting on the stove, guess what? You're going to feel burned. It's going to hurt, right? So you're going to feel the repercussions of your disobedience. But that's just almost like a natural thing. I'm 64 years old. I'm careful when I jump because when I jump, I fall down. Things break easy, right? So that's just a natural result. I'm careful now when I step down. I don't just jump like I used to because I'm a little bit older. All right. But let's see what happens, because something beyond the natural is about to occur. Verse 23.
And your heaven that is over your head shall be brass, and the earth that is under you shall be iron. Yahuwah shall make the rain of your land powder and dust, and from heaven shall it come down upon you until you be destroyed. Yahuwah shall cause you to be smitten before your enemies. You shall go out one way against them and flee 7 ways before them.
No, so first, this is the first time we mentioned a people. He says something about your enemies. You're going to go one way and the enemy's going to come after you. Okay, so let's hear a little bit more about the enemies. Let's go.
Yahuwah shall cause you to be smitten before your enemies. You shall go out one way against them and flee 7 ways before them, and shall be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth. And your carcass shall be meat unto all the fowls of the air.
Okay, so in horror, we will be located in all the kingdoms of the earth. You shall be in a horror, it says in this rendition, in all the kingdoms of the earth. So all the different kingdoms, every kingdom you go, you see that we're like, it's scared. It's a horrible thing. Driving while black in England, driving in black in France, and driving like, wherever you are, you're already pinpointed. Come on.
Your carcass shall be meat unto the fowls of the air and unto the beasts of the earth, and no man shall fray them away. Yahuwah will smite you with the botch of Mitzrayim, and with the tumors, and with the scab, and with the itch whereof you cannot be healed. Yahuwah shall smite you with madness and blindness and astonishment of the heart, and you shall grope at noonday, and as the blinds grope in darkness, and you shall not prosper in your ways, and you shall be only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save you. You shall betroth a woman, and another man shall lie with her. And you shall build a house, and you shall not dwell therein. You shall plant a vineyard, and shall not gather grapes thereof. Your ox shall be slain before your eyes, and you shall not eat thereof. Your ass shall be violently taken away from before your face, and shall not be restored to you. Your sheep shall be given unto your enemies, and you shall have none to rescue them. Your sons and your daughters shall be given unto another people, and your eyes shall look and fail without longing for them all the day long.
So you notice that he's not identifying them and saying his name's going to be such and such, but you're starting to see the influence of a foreign nation. Is someone is going to take your children, someone is going to take your sons and your daughters, someone is going to be the enemy of Israel. Are we at 35 yet?
No.
Okay.
32.
32.
Your sons and your daughters shall be given unto another people, and your eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long. And there shall be no might in your hand. The fruit of your land and all your labor shall a nation which you know not shall eat up. Yet you know not eat up. And you shall be only oppressed and crushed always.
Okay, so now he starts identifying. He didn't say a bunch of nations. There's going to be a particular nation that's going to come and is going to eat you like fruit. Okay, come on, let's go.
So that you shall be mad for the sight of your eyes, which you shall see. Yahuwah shall smite you in the knees and in the legs with a sore botch that cannot be healed from the sole of your foot unto the top of your head. Yahuwah shall bring you and your king, which you shall set over you, unto a nation which neither you nor your fathers have known. And there shall you serve other Elohim, wood and stone. And you shall become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations whither Yahuwah shall lead you.
Okay, so he's going to set a nation in 36, and Yahuwah will bring to you and your king, whom you set to serve over you, a nation that neither you know nor your fathers have known. So this particular nation is coming, and it's going to rule over you. 37.
And you shall become an astonishment, a proverb, a byword among all nations whither Yahuwah shall lead you. You shall carry much seed out into the field, and shall gather but little in, for the locust shall consume it. You shall plant vineyards and dress them, but shall neither drink of the wine nor gather the grapes, for the worm shall eat them. You shall have olive trees throughout all your coast, but you shall not anoint yourself with oil, for your oil shall cast his fruit. You shall beget sons and daughters, but you shall not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity. All your trees and fruit of your land shall the locust consume. The stranger that is the stranger that is within you shall get up above you very high, and you shall come down very low. He shall lend to you, and you shall not lend to him. He shall be the head, and you shall be the tail. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon you, and shall pursue you and overtake you, till you be destroyed, because you hearken not unto the voice of Yahuwah Eloheka, to guard his commandments and statutes which he commanded you. And they shall be upon you for a sign and for a wonder, and upon your seed forever, because you serve not Yahuwah Eloheka with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things. Therefore shall you serve your enemies, which Yahuwah shall send against you in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon your neck until he have destroyed you. Yahuwah shall bring a nation against you from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flies, a nation whose tongue you shall not understand, a nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of old, nor show favor to the young. And he shall eat the fruit of your cattle and the fruit of your land until you be destroyed, which also shall not leave you either grain, wine, or oil, or the increase of your kind, or the flocks of your sheep, until he have destroyed you. And he shall besiege you in all your gates until your high and fenced walls come down, wherein you trusted throughout all your land. And he shall besiege you in all your gates throughout all your land, which Yahuwah Eloheka has given you.
Okay, so I wanted to stop because it's a lot here. But let's go back to 49. And Yahweh will bring a nation against you from afar away, and he will swoop down like an eagle upon your nation, whose language you do not understand. So I know this is repetitious because this is something that we heard and we rehearsed over and over again. But this is the downfall of Israel. But Israel's going down. But even the people that were placed in to put the punishment on us was only allotted to do that, but so much, and they exceeded even the expectations that Yahweh had placed. What verse are we in? Did we hit 60 yet?
No.
50.
50. I read 52. We're on 53.
All right, let's go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish this chapter.
And you shall eat the fruit of your body, the flesh of your sons and your daughters, which Yahuwah Eloheka has given you, in the siege and in the straitness wherewith your enemies shall distress you, so that the man that is tender among you, the very delicate, his eyes shall be evil toward his brother, and toward the woman of his bosom.
I'm sorry to say this, but isn't it the gay people that are always the ones that are so against his own people? The delicate, the tender, the I'm sorry. I'm just reading. Come on.
And toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave, so that he will not give to any of them of the flesh of his children whom he shall eat, because he has nothing left in him left him in the siege, and in the straitness wherewith your enemies shall distress you in all your gates. The tender and the delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eye shall be evil toward the man of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter, and toward her young one that comes out from between her feet, and toward her children which she shall bear, for she shall eat them for want of all things secretly in the siege and straitness, wherewith your enemies shall distress you in your gates. If you would not guard to do all the words of this Torah that are written in this Sefer, that you may fear this glorious and fearful name, Yahuwah Eloheka, then Yahuwah will make your plagues wonderful, and the plagues of your seed, even the great plagues, and of long countenance, and of sore sickness, and of long countenance. This is 60. Mm-hmm. Moreover, he will bring upon you all the diseases of Mitzrayim, which you are afraid of, and they shall cleave unto you. Also, every sickness and every plague, which is not written in the Sefer of this Torah, them will Yahuwah bring upon you until that you be destroyed. And ye shall be left few in numbers, whereas you were as the stars in the heaven for multitude, because you would not obey the voice of Yahuwah Eloheka. And it shall come to pass that Yahuwah rejoiced over you to do you good, and to multiply you. So Yahuwah would rejoice over you to destroy you, and to bring you to naught. And ye shall be plucked from off the land whither you go to possess it. And Yahuwah shall scatter you among all people, from one end of the earth even unto the other. There you shall serve other Elohim, which neither you nor your fathers have known, even wood and stone. And
so a lot of times we get stuck because it's like, and you will serve other Elohims, even wood and stone. And we go on that tantrum. But let's not forget that he says, and amongst these other nations. Because every, and this is what I was trying to tell you earlier, when we talked about God, every nation has an Elohim. They have a God, and they worship this God, and this God, some of them are wood, some of them are made of wood or stone, but you can see them today. None of us are so ignorant that we don't go to a Chinese restaurant and see something, or not even Chinese, because they're all over the place. They have, the Indians have their little statues, and the what's the place that we get our breakfast food from over in Washington Township? what nationality are they on? I was just thinking about them the other day because they had something up on their counter the other
Where?
in Washington Township.
Where
We got breakfast food from them. We just got breakfast a couple days ago. Across from the bakery. The bank.
I'm trying to think of where you're talking about. I think the bank across from the bakery.
Oh, the Egg Harbor Road.
We gotta go.
Okay.
Special.
We're gonna finish this chapter up.
And it shall come to pass that Yahuwah rejoice over you to do good and multiply you. So Yahuwah will rejoice over you to destroy you and to bring you to naught. Ye shall be plucked from off the land whither you go to possess it. And Yahuwah shall scatter you among all people, from one end even one of the end of the earth even unto the other. There you shall serve other Elohim, which neither you nor your fathers have known, even wood and stone. And among these nations shall you find no ease, neither shall the sole of your foot have rest. But Yahuwah shall give you there a trembling heart, and a failing of eyes, and a sorrow of mind. And your life shall hang in doubt before you, and you shall fear day and night, and you shall have none assurance of your life. In the morning you shall say, would to Elohim it were be evening, and in evening you shall say, would to Elohim it were morning. For the fear of your heart wherewith you shall fear, for the sight of your eyes which you shall see. And Yahuwah shall bring you into Mitzrayim again with ships, by the way whereof I speak unto you. And you shall see it no more again. And there shall be sold unto you your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you.
No man shall buy you. So this is the beginning of Yechezk'el 38. We just finished 38. Next week, we're going to pick up 39, and we're going to get into the next chapter. Like I said, this is just a previous short moment that we spent, but we're going to make sure that I'm going to go honor my wife the rest of the day. But this week we'll be going back into the finishing of this this chapter, the next chapter, 39. And 39 is going to lead us back into Revelations. And you're going to see that in this walk, you are what you do. You are a blessing if you walk in obedience, or you are a curse if you walk in the curse. So in the course of this week, do like I remember a friend of ours, someone that I used to listen to often, he would say, walk with the king today and be a blessing. So walk in obedience this week and then be a blessing. The only way you can be a blessing is being obedient. So strive to be obedient in your walk, in everything you do, starting with Shabbat, make it through the course of this week. And I'm telling you this because we have to, in order to, someone would say, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. In order for us to regain our standards with Yah, to return to him, we got to do it one step at a time. One day at a time, one moment at a time. Follow his law, statutes, and precepts so that you will be the blessing and not the cursing. He will in turn shine his face upon you and will start to cause things to work out for the good, because he says all things work out for the good for those who love me are called according to my purposes. So if you, I know I messed that up a little, but if you strive in being obedient just one day at a time, Shabbat will be here before you know it. Took care of that week. Let's do it again next week. Let's do it again next week. Let's get rid of the murmuring. Let's get rid of the complaining. Let's get rid of the murder, whether it's murder physical or murdering somebody in your thoughts. Yahushua said, you become an adulteress because of the way you think. So control your thought patterns and watch and see if y'all doesn't start making a change in the in everything around you. The position of that you're looking for, maybe in a job, it comes to you. Your relationship that you have with your loved one gets better. Everything starts changing because you become the blessing. You are what you do. Don't let anybody tell you that you're you just a sinner saved by grace. No, you should be a righteous man walking in this world, not a wicked man talking about I'm righteous because of something that somebody else did. You are what you do. Read through Revelations 22, 21, 22. You are accountable. You are accountable for your actions. But Yah will cause his face to shine upon you. He will direct his course. He will direct you and lead you into the path of righteousness for his name's sake. I know this is a short passage, a short time. We cut it short today. We'll be back next week. Okay? We'll be picking up Yechezk'el 39. And hopefully you have a blessed day. May Yahweh baraka you, bless you, keep you, and may his countenance shine upon you. Shalom, shalom, Shabbat shalom.